The boy who sits across from me in history stares too much. Over the course of the year so far, I've collected too much evidence to convince myself, and everyone else when they're ready, that he is an alien. He can't be any younger than 40, at least. His hairline goes way back, and I can only assume that so does he. And I'm sure the aliens have found some sort of anti-aging tips that we haven't yet. So I'm going to put him at about 400 years old. He doesn't stare at me the way I catch the other boys staring in class, with ogled, blushing, hormone-fueled imaginations of what I might look like with my nun-like uniform hitched higher than my knee. He looks at me instead with wide, vacant eyes. He doesn't look back down at his work when my eyes confront him. He dares to hold them right there, so he's won that game. Sometimes the staring makes me jittery and very conscious of whether I'm crossing and recrossing my legs too often. Other times it just grants me permission to observe him as a curious object and gather more evidence for my theory. I scribble in the margin alongside the timeline of World War II. He has corrected Mrs. Flannery again. Was he there? Voice suspiciously high. Alien frequency? Human hair isn't that orange. Check for Velcro strips on his hair when leaving. Skin too see-through. Stretched too tight? Head too big for human mask? Jenny thinks Mr. Jackson keeps going into his supply room to talk to his pet hamster he keeps in the cabinet. And that's who's telling him which student to pick on each day. Everyone is almost certain that Mrs. Grant is a robot. Jimmy said he saw an off button on her neck once. Apparently Joey Herman sells rare lizards from his locker. And the boy who sits across from me in history is an alien.